Well, good afternoon. We're here for another session of Meet the Candidate, and today we're very privileged to have in our Food Share studio Carmen Ramirez. Carmen, welcome to our studio.
Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to have everybody here under these circumstances so that our viewers can get a better understanding of really who you are. So let's go back before we start talking about, the mayor's race and everything. Let's find out a little bit about Carmen. We were sharing before your upbringing. It is just amazing. Tell us about how you got started and where you were born.
Well, I actually, to a lot of people's surprise and sort of my own, was born in Oklahoma City. I am a baby boomer. My parents met at a USO dance outside of Oklahoma City. I think it was at Fort Sill, where my father was stationed in the Army Air Corps back before we had an Air Force in our country. He and all of his brothers were drafted for World War II and served all over very well and came back, everybody in one piece. There's a story as to why he was there instead of with Patton marching through Europe, but we won't get into that. Anyway, my mother was born in Milwaukee, of Irish and Swedish and English roots. I have Swedish ancestors in my background, and Civil War veterans on both the Confederacy and the Union side. And on my father's side, his family, as far back as we can trace, came from Mexico in 1781 and were part of the founding families of the city of Los Angeles.
Wow.
So they met because, our country, the beautiful thing about our country is you can be anybody from anywhere and everybody's accepted. That's what we want. That's the ideal. So my parents met, married, and after enduring the war and coming back, they decided to move back to California, where his whole family was, and longtime Californians, 6, 7 generations, and get away from that snow.
Oh, we know that too well.
So that's my father and my mother's family. I was raised in Los Angeles County, San Gabriel Valley. I'm one of 7 children, and I went to school at El Rancho High School in Pico Rivera in San Gabriel Valley. I went to USF after that, University of San Francisco, transferred to Cal State LA. I didn't quite finish up because Loyola Law School at the time in Los Angeles was taking graduates with senior status. Well, I wasn't quite a graduate. I didn't have a BA. But they took me anyway. And I always feel like I got to go back and get it. I want to go back to Cal State Channel Islands when I'm in the retirement mode. And I'm not there yet. I graduated.
I'm not sure you're ever going
I
to
think
be
not.
Carmen.
Nope.
I hope not.
I can't imagine. I graduated from Loyola Law School in 1974, took the bar, passed, and after practicing in Long Beach for a couple of years, I moved to Ventura County, started practicing law with the legal aid program here in Oxnard.
Now, when you got involved and you moved out here, your practice that's what you've been doing for the last, 20 years?
I've been a lawyer for almost 38 years. I'll be a lawyer 38 years, December 27th, I think, of this year, 2012. And my entire practice has been, up until very recently, public service. I was a legal aid lawyer from 1975 until 1998. I was the director of our local legal aid program, Channel County's Legal Services, for 16 years. And that was a wonderful job. I have great friends from that, serving low-income people, disabled people, seniors, other people with their civil problems.
I was just going to say, it appeared from what we had been discussing and what I know you, that you really want to be out there to help people that really could use somebody's heart being put into it.
Well, my heart was into my profession and my work, and I love being a lawyer. I am still an active practicing attorney. I'm not taking too many cases now because it's kind of hard to pay attention to your clients, and when you are a lawyer, that is your first duty, your client, not other activities. So I've not taken many cases. After I worked at Legal Aid, I went to work for the Superior Court of California, our Ventura courts. I opened a self-help legal access center for mostly Spanish-speaking people in the Colonia. So I was back in my old neighborhood in the Colonia. I loved it there. I still go there a lot, and a lot of people know me from that work. And then I've been in private practice for the last couple of years. I've also taught consumer law, landlord-tenant law at Ventura College of Law. I'm on the board of trustees there, so pretty busy with that.
Then a couple of years ago, for some reason, if you could share it with our viewers, you decided to enter into politics. Was the city council the first attempt at getting into politics as a candidate?
Yes, it was. And I never thought of a political career for myself or running for public office. I've been on the State Bar Board of Governors, and lawyers elected me to that body where I helped set policy for all of the lawyers of the state of California, including admission, the examination, law school requirements, and discipline, which is a big consumer issue. And I did that for 3 years, and then, and that was great. But I live in Oxnard, and I saw some things I thought could be improved. And what particularly motivated me was an effort by a foreign company to come and put a liquefied natural gas terminal offshore. And I believed that they thought nobody would pay attention to it. They would just do it because Oxnard, well, we're pretty busy, we're working hard, some of us don't speak English, we could just let it happen. And I said, over my dead body.
Wow.
I'm still here. So I was one of the main organizers of that. And I thought, well, if this was happening, we should have nipped it in the bud. And I would like to be in a leadership position where I would provide leadership so it wouldn't get that far. And it came very close, actually.
Mm-hmm. So you were elected in 2010?
I was elected in 2010. I ran before,
Okay.
and I came within about 38 votes of winning. I had a very short campaign. I decided at the last minute. I did pretty well, and that turned out to be a good thing, so I could run again when there weren't 13 people running as there are today.
So you've tasted the agony of defeat and the thrill
did.
of victory.
And Brian McDonald was the one who beat me by 38 votes or so. And both he and I, we reminisce sometimes about what a difficult time it was, because we didn't know until Thanksgiving, practically, who was the winner, and it was up and down. And it teaches you some patience and humility.
Being an Oxnard resident myself, I see that the city council, each time you look at them, there is a discussion and a caring amongst everybody to try and make it a little bit better for the citizens of it.
I hope that people see that. Certainly my intention. And one of my goals is, I don't agree with all my colleagues all of the time. I do agree with some of them some of the time, and I think that's why we have some pretty clear choices. But I do believe in respecting the people that come forward from the neighborhoods, from the businesses, to say this is what we need or this is not what we want. Please listen to us. I think that's our number one job, to represent the people and hear them out, not necessarily to agree with everybody all the time. That doesn't work. You can't. You have to use your best judgment after you get all the facts, and that's what I've been doing as a lawyer for 38 years.
Yeah, so you should be somewhat experienced at that conciliation process. But now this year we have something special in the city of Oxnard. Mayor Holden has decided not to run, and we have 3 city council candidates who have selected. Share with our viewers, what is the role of mayor in Oxnard that might be a little different than some of the other surrounding cities?
And of course, we have one other candidate who's not.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay. He's not on council.
Yes.
The other cities have a rotating mayor, and I think it's a 1-year term usually, and the council members decide who will be the mayor, and usually there's a pecking order based on seniority. In our city, and perhaps a couple of other cities, the mayor is voted in. And that's why For example, I will not lose my council seat by running for mayor, but other candidates might lose their council seat because their term has expired. The mayor's term is a 2-year term in our city, and the council's term is a 4-year term, and that gives the public enough time to assess how they're liking a particular council member or the mayor's doing, and have time to make a change if they so desire.
Well, having, seen you over the years and now wanting to also be that candidate for mayor, there must be something that the mayor of Oxnard is, in your mind, that you could do much more as the mayor versus just being a council person. What do you see that the city of Oxnard, maybe in your vision, can be changed in the future, if you are elected mayor?
Oxnard is the 19th largest city in our state. It is certainly the largest city in our county. We have almost 200,000 people here, but Oxnard doesn't always get the respect it deserves, and some of that is our fault. And people don't always think of Oxnard as the beautiful, wonderful place it is. Our crime rate is lower than Santa Barbara's, or even the city of Ventura. Don't tell them I said that. Okay, we are doing very well in a lot of areas, but one place we're not doing so well is trust of the people. And I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. And I, in my record of public service, as a lawyer for 38 years, as a member of our community, working on people's issues and troubles, working in civic groups, I've been involved with many, St. John's Hospital, art centers, our Ventura County Community Foundation. I've been on the United Way board. I've taught at law school. I feel that I have the record and the experience and the knowledge to lead our city to help get the respect it needs and to get everybody, the businesses, the people who live here, and everybody who deals with our city, the assurance they're going to be treated fairly every time, all the time. We are a big city now. I think we grew up as a kind of a small city where everybody knew each other and you could figure out who was going to do the best job. That's not the way it is now. We have to really work to get back that respect and confidence of the people, and I intend to do that.
Well, knowing you, those words are not coming without meaning, okay? So we wish you the best of luck in the upcoming election, and we thank you so much for coming to our studio today and sharing who Carmen Ramirez is. Is there any final comments that you'd like to leave us with?
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's so easy to talk to you. We could go on for a couple hours, but you probably have some other things to do, as do I. I would encourage everybody, if they want more information, to go to my website, www.carmen4oxnard.com. Call me anytime. My cell phone is, or my campaign office number is 805-485-8026. I am a very accessible council member and candidate. Anybody can call me anytime, ask me the question. Might not always like the answer, but you will hear from me. Thank you very much, Bob.